I'm Coach Foster, offensive coordinator for the 2015 Alberta Young Stars. Congratulations for making the team, and we hope you enjoy the trip. And what we're going to go over now is basically cover off the wristband that the quarterback will be carrying, the rules and whatnot for running the offense that we're taking with us, and break it down and make it very, very simple. To make it simple for this event, the first thing we're going to do is go silent count. So there will be no cadence to remember. It'll all go on the snap of the ball, and for the guys in the backfield, it'll go begin in motion, perhaps on the toe tap of the quarterback. We'll go through that. The other thing we'll do is go no huddle. So first off, I'm going to draw on the board here is the basic offense and the basic rules. That's the center, guard, tackle. Now, when the coach holds up, Coach Skitsko will hold up a placard or a tennis racket with two colors, one of two colors. The two colors will either be red or yellow. Red signifies strong right, yellow, got two L's in it, signifies strong left. So if we draw red up here, we're going to go into red, which is strong right. That means we have a tight end on the right hand side. And when we have a tight end on the right hand side, it means we have a flanker who is off the line of scrimmage outside the tight end, typically 2.5, 3 yards off the line of scrimmage. Now, in our base formation, which is the sweep formation, red or yellow, we'll also on the other side, we'll have a wide receiver and a sweeper or a slot back. And our formation that we're going to use, the base formation, the sweep and the crossbuck formation are the two. We will have our quarterback, and we will run with split backs. And on the strong side, we have a fullback. On the right hand side, the fullback and the tailback are always on the same side. We have our tailback on the quick side. And that's the side we refer to. This is the strong. And this is the quick. So we have a quick guard and a quick tackle. And we have a strong guard and a strong tackle. If the call was yellow or strong left, the tight end would be over here. The strong guard and tackle would be over this side, and the quick guard and tackle will be on the other side. So our offensive line flip-flops with the call. These guys are specialists in getting upfield and blocking. These guys are our bigger, stronger guys. Maybe not quite as quick, but definitely strong. In the offense, as everybody knows, and we should all know, point of attack. When we're talking point of attack, we go even to the right, so we have 2, 4, 6, 8 point of attack. And on the left, we have 1, 3, 5, and 7. Higher the number, the further out it is. The even numbers to the right, the odd numbers to the left. So I'll erase this. And if we were to do it in yellow, two L's for left. If we were to do it in yellow, center is still the same. We have guard, tackle, tight end. And again, with the tight end, we have a flanker. Flanker's off the line, the tight end is an eligible receiver on the line. We have our sweeper and our wide receiver. Strong side, so we have the strong tackle, strong guard, and quick tackle. On the back side, quarterback. To the strong side, we always have a fullback. And we have a tailback. Tailback and fullback will line up about 3.5 yards off the line of scrimmage, and their nose is on the crack of the guards. They go foot to foot, foot to foot. Again, 1, 3, 5, 7, 2, 4, 6, 8 for point of attack. Okay. We go no huddle. What that means is that we get up on the line. We look as soon as the previous play is over. The referee blows the whistle, the ball's dead. We get back up, and as that referee is placing the ball down on the hash mark to get set for the next play, we should be in position, because the first thing you'll look for is the strength call from the coach. So we'll know where we're going. We get there. That prevents the defense from being able to switch out players. And we will have a default play. If they're trying to switch out players, the quarterback will make a motion to everybody on the team to get down, and we will have the ball snapped. We will have a default play that we're going to execute to catch that defense trying to switch players out. That's a huge advantage if we can get 5 yards for nothing. I believe it's 10. This involves rules more than it involves plays. We've got the color, we've got the strength call from the sideline. Now the next thing we're going to look for from the coach, is it a run play or a pass play? And you'll know immediately. We'll have 2 different calls for the next step of this. It'll either be a sweep formation, a sweep motion, or it will be a crossbuck motion. We have 2 motions out of the backfield. That's crossbuck or sweep. And the first I'm going to show you is the sweep. We won't get involved with showing a defense yet. Quarterback. And again, we'll start with a strong right or red. So the tight end's on this side. A flanker. We've got tailback, fullback. We've got our sweeper and our wide receiver on the line. Now, if the call is sweep, that's the motion for it. That means that the sweeper's going to come across like so, and he's going to take off this way, and he's going to be going for the 8 gap. When we run sweep motion. When we run crossbuck motion, he'll be turning it off up at the 6 gap. But for now, we're going to talk sweep motion. The fullback leaves on the snap of the ball and becomes the lead block. And the 2 should be in an orientation 1 yard apart, hip to hip. The flanker, we'll worry about that later. We'll talk about upfield or perimeter blocking assignments later. There's rules for those for the receivers, and we'll discuss those later. So, in the back, in the sweep motion, the tailback takes a 1 yard side step and runs what we call a go path. That's called a go path. We will deal with paths. He runs a go path. The sweeper is running what we call a green light sweep. Green for go. He's going to the boundary. He's going as wide as he can. In the case of crossbuck, the sweeper will be turning up in the 6 gap, and we call that a red light sweep path. But we'll worry about crossbuck later. So the play is called, again, we've got sweep. The first guy through the backfield is the sweeper. He begins his motion on a toe tap of the quarterback. Quarterback will toe tap. He comes across. The quarterback will call the ball up with the sweeper in full speed as he comes across the outside foot of the tackle. The quarterback will call the ball up, and that'll allow the mesh to happen, and everybody fires off at the same time. Now the quarterback will open to the sweeper, and in the case of it being the call, if we call sweep 1, the first guy's getting the ball. It's as simple as that. Sweep one means we have an exchange. The quarterback will hand the ball to the sweeper, the tailback will be coming through after. It will all time up perfectly with him taking the side step and coming through, and the quarterback will then boot to the weak side. Simple as that. He'll give, fake, boot. The fullback becomes the lead block, and again, we'll go over the blocking assignments here on the perimeter. That is the green light sweep. So if we were to change that, now we're going to change that, and the call from the coach on the sideline is going to be 2 hands in the air. That means the second guy's getting the ball. Second guy being coming through as the tailback. He would give the ball there. Nice and tight and tuck. It's fake to the sweeper, give to the tailback. So we'll go through here. So 1 is a sweeper, 2 is the short trap or the go path. We call it the short trap. 2 is a smaller number than 3. When we use 3, we'll use a long trap. 2, we will use a short trap. All we'll do here is send this blocker to Mac backer in the case of a even front, and he will block out. And that opens a door for him to get through. Okay? So we don't need to concentrate on the blocking. The blocking rules we'll go over. They're very simple. In this case, we're giving to the number 2. He's the second guy through. He's the first guy through. We're giving to the number 2, going straight up. 2 is always a short trap. 2 is always a short trap between the center and the quick guard. 2 is always a short trap between the center and the quick guard. Okay? If 3 were getting the ball, it would be the quarterback running a keeper. Quarterback running a boot. He would be number 3. You will not see 3 called out of this formation very often, but 3 from the sideline is 3 as in 3 o'clock. Simple. 1 hand up, that's 1. 2 hands up, that's 2. 3 o'clock is 1 arm out, 3 o'clock on the clock, that'll be 3. That'll be the third back through the backfield getting the ball. And when we do the cross buck, there will actually be 4. But we never, number 4 doesn't keep the ball unless we run play action. We've gone over the sweep, now we're going to go over cross buck. So you'll get a color, which will give you the strength from the sideline, then you will get a cross buck signal. Cross buck in this case, we'll change it up and we'll go strong left. So we'll have our tight end here, our flanker here, sweeper, then wide receiver. So again, we've got tackle, guard, guard, tackle. This time, this is the quick guard and tackle. This is the strong. Now, cross-buck motion, everything starts the same. Everything looks the same, is very, very simple. And that's the deceptive part of this offense. The sweeper comes across, a subtle difference. Instead of bellying back, he's going to turn up into the 1, 3, 5. He's going up the 5 gap. And we call that the red light sweep path. Red for being stop. Okay, we call that red light. Sweep. Okay, when we run the red light sweep, what we need to do is we'll run a cross block between the tight end and the tackle. And we'll come with that. Outside guy always goes first. So he'll go this way and block, and he'll block out like that. That opens the door. It's like an elevator. The door opens and closes. The easiest way to put it for the sweeper coming across is you have to turn up and you have to go full speed. If you were running down the hallway of a hotel, you're the sweeper and you're running down the hallway of a hotel and they tell you to turn into room 105. You're gonna, now coming across on the red light sweep path is they're going to tell you that you're going into room, you're running down the hallway of a hotel and you're turning into room 105. As you're running, you'll see 101, 103, 105. You know that's the one, you're gonna go full speed through it. There's no stopping or reading whether the hole's open. It'll open as you come through. It's as simple as that. We can't tell you to go in a system like they do typically in football, tell you to come across, make a read, go through the open door. You don't have that ability in this offense. We will groom you to make the cut and turn it up. It's as simple as that. Do not make the read. Turn up at the assigned hole. Okay? And so we're turning up on a red light sweep path through the 5 gap. We've got an X block lined up there for you. The perimeter blocking, I'll be going over that in a little bit. Now when we run crossbuck, got the quarterback, tailback on the quick side, fullback on the strong side. Okay, so number 1 is through. So if we get the 1 call, it'll be the red light sweep. If we get a 2 call, the tailback is coming through and we call this a belly path. That's a belly. That's a belly path through the 1 gap. The fullback will take 1 side step, 6 inches towards the quarterback, and he'll come this way around there to the 4 gap. And that's the counter path. So we've got sweep, belly, counter. And you guys are going to get sick of me talking about that for the 4 days we're doing insertion. But we will be repping this so that it comes through so fast with that quarterback having opened this way and sitting there with the football right there. They will not know whether it's 1, 2, or 3 getting the ball. It is very deceptive whether 1, 2, or 3 gets the ball. And this play, typically the belly coming through here can go for a lot of yards really quick because we get a lot of over pursuit chasing the sweep, and it makes this side, the inside here, very weak because this guard, the defensive tackle, is going to try to angle off this way. The linebackers typically step out of the way chasing the sweep and forget about this guy coming up in the middle. So the sweep, belly, counter. And it's as quick as that. It's going to be as quick in the backfield as sweep, belly, counter. 3 guys coming through that fast. Okay? So again, we can give it to 1, we can give it to 2, the second guy through, or we can give it through to the third guy coming through. 1 is the sweep, 2, belly, 3 as in 3 o'clock on the clock, counter. Now when we run the counter, 3 is a bigger number than 2, we are going to run a long trap out this way. We'll set up the blocking assignments, so if it's 2, you know it's the quick block or the quick trap. We've always said 2. Okay, we're going to run a quick trap on the strong side. Okay? We run 3, we're going to run a counter. But we'll get used to that. And that is the crossbuck motion. Now we're going to talk about blocking the perimeter. And the last thing we're going to close off with is the center calling out commands at the line of scrimmage. The center is the general of the offense. He will remind you of the traps you have to do. We'll have words for them. Okay? Blocking the perimeter. Okay, I'm going to draw in a defense now, along with the offense. We'll draw strong left, This is our flanker, sweeper, wide receiver. Okay, typically we're going to face a defense. We'll drop a 40 front, an even front, 3 linebackers, and a safety. We should have 12 defenders on there, 4 linemen, 3 linebackers. That's Mac. This being the strong side, that's the strong backer, that's the will backer. That's end, tackle, half, corner, and a safety. Now, we don't really care, the way we want to learn it, we don't really care what they're called. We're going to number them. We need to number defenders from the boundary in. So this guy is the first from the boundary. Here's the edge of the field. In, he's number 1. This guy's number 2. The defensive end is number 3. He is number 4 in from the edge. We do the same from the other side. Here's the edge of the field, we'll say. Here is number 1, 2. They're pretty close here. Okay, I'll just cheat a little bit. We'll slide him out a little bit. So we'll call him 3 and him 4. And that's how we need to know our defenders. When we have a play going to this side, if we're running a sweep out this way, we are going to tell our flanker is number 1, our tight end is number 2, and our fullback is number 3 for us coming in from the boundary. If it was on the other side, he would be number 1, he would be number 2, and he would be number 3 coming in from the boundary. That's eligible numbers, okay, on the offense. So if we're running the sweep, the green light sweep, and he's coming across and he's going this way, the way we want him to go right out to the boundary. Boundary be a little further out, but okay, if we're running out to the boundary, okay, the fullback is the lead block, and we're going to call it a 2-31 block scheme. That's our base block scheme on blocking the perimeter on a green light sweep. That means that he's got the assignment of blocking number 2, our number 2 has the assignment of blocking 3, and our fullback, our number 3 guy, is the assignment, he's the third guy here, he has the assignment of blocking number 1. So his job is to come up and block 1. He'll either get him that way or he'll block him that way. And our sweeper will make a read off of that. He'll keep in the proper alignment with the fullback, and when he makes the block here, if the fullback blocks out, the sweeper will cut in. If the fullback blocks in, the sweeper will cut out. Simple as that. Then we'll change it up. If we call a 123 blocking scheme, it's as simple as this. That means he's got the job of blocking 1, he's got the job of blocking 2, and he's got the job of blocking number 3. Because this tackle cannot be responsible for blocking that end. There's 2 guys here and we only have 1. In this case, this tackle should be going up and getting the backer. He'll always be responsible for number 4. It could be that there's one outside here, well then their numbers reciprocate. Change that up. Then he's 3 and he's 4. He's always responsible for blocking 4. In this case, he's responsible for blocking number 3 because we're running a 123. So it's 1, 2, 3. 123. That'll be drilled into you. Now we're going to talk about the QB wristband a little bit. You'll have columns in that, and that's over here. Now we're going to talk a little bit about the QB wristband, familiarize you with it. We're talking the QB wristband. Here's a play call. If we ever do get into trouble, the quarterback will call everybody huddle. When he puts his hands together like this, that means he wants you to huddle, and he'll be told to play from the sideline. Okay, the objective of going no call or no huddle is we're traveling all the way to British Columbia to play a football game. If we huddle up every play, we'll only get 35 plays in for the game. Boring. If we go no huddle, we'll double that output. We double that output, we get 70 plays in. A lot more fun, a lot more reason to travel. Okay, we'll have a default play, so if we get on the line of scrimmage in time and quick, and we catch them with trying to make changes or adjustments, we can burn them for a penalty. The wristband, we have the play number on the right hand side. We have the offensive line information that's on there. Now, the offensive center will have that on there and he could bark it out. The only other thing that we don't see on there is if we ever be able to take advantage of a very slow defensive tackle in there, we'll have our offensive center shout the word gas. Okay, and I'll go over that later. We'll go over it at practice. There's a command called gas that we're going to need to learn, and it means guard attack secondary. That means the guard automatically pulls out and joins the play. These are offensive line assignments. This is the point of attack. Pass, pass, pass. And passes are written in the zones here. And we'll go over what the pass zones are later when we talk about the passing game. And it's play info. First man's getting the ball, second man's getting the ball. Bunch of pass plays. Our offense is very simple. There's very few run plays. As you can see in here, we've got a few more run plays to the cross buck because there's potential three guys getting the ball. And here's your formations listed in the first. It's either sweep, strong right, or strong right, sweep, strong left, or cross buck. We also have monster in here and we'll go over that. That's a short yardage formation. It's going to be very simple. It'll take us 10 minutes to learn at practice and we'll be able to ace it. Okay, that's it. We'll see you at the games. Okay, most of the stuff will be very, very easy to implement. When you learn the rules, you've got to learn the rules. If you have any questions, ask. But we'll see you at insertion.